Welcome to Just Gist TV. Today's story has taken a fresh turn as Maurice has reportedly landed safely in Nigeria after his trip to the United States, but instead of a warm welcome, he has been met with intense backlash online. Almost immediately after news of his arrival surfaced, Sonia Uche's fans began dragging him left and right, reigniting all the alleged dramas and unresolved controversies surrounding her name. According to reports circulating online, Maurice touched down in Nigeria quietly, with no public announcement or celebratory post. However, it did not take long before entertainment pages picked up the story. Once his return became public knowledge, social media platforms exploded with reactions, many of them far from welcoming. Sonia Uche's fanbase reacted swiftly and aggressively. For weeks, tensions had been building around Maurice's name due to multiple alleged issues, including leaked messages, loyalty questions, and accusations of emotional interference. His return to Nigeria appeared to reopen wounds fans felt had never been addressed. Many fans accused Maurice of fueling unnecessary drama while refusing to take responsibility. They questioned his silence during critical moments when Sonia Uche's name was dragged into controversies she never publicly addressed. To them, his arrival symbolized unfinished business rather than a fresh start. Comment sections were flooded with criticism. Fans demanded explanations, accountability, and clarity. Some accused Maurice of benefiting from the attention while leaving others to deal with the emotional fallout. Others insisted that his actions, whether intentional or not, had contributed to the constant circulation of Sonia Uche's name in gossip narratives. Critics revisited earlier alleged incidents, connecting his return to unresolved accusations. They pointed out that his silence during the height of the drama only made matters worse. For them, returning to Nigeria without addressing the controversies felt dismissive. Supporters of Sonia Uche emphasized her consistent silence throughout the saga. They praised her for refusing to engage in online battles while her name trended repeatedly. In contrast, they accused Maurice of lacking the same restraint, either through direct actions or indirect associations. As the dragging intensified, some fans began questioning Maurice's intentions. They speculated whether his movements were calculated to divert attention or whether he was simply avoiding confrontation. These speculations, though unconfirmed, gained traction rapidly. Others argued that Maurice's return from the United States should not automatically be linked to ongoing drama. They urged fans to separate travel updates from personal controversies. However, these voices were quickly drowned out by louder reactions demanding accountability. Entertainment commentators weighed in, noting how timing often shapes perception. They observed that returning during heightened emotional tension can amplify reactions, even when intentions are neutral. In this case, Maurice's arrival became a symbolic trigger rather than a factual event. Fans also questioned why Maurice had not addressed the alleged dramas directly. They argued that a simple clarification could have calmed tensions. Instead, his silence allowed narratives to grow unchecked, placing him at the center of speculation. The dragging reached its peak when fans accused him of repeatedly putting Sonia Uche in uncomfortable positions. They argued that even indirect involvement can have real consequences for someone who chooses to remain private. For them, respect meant actively protecting her name from controversy. Maurice's supporters pushed back, arguing that he has the right to travel freely and live his life without being blamed for every rumor. They insisted that allegations remain unproven and warned against turning speculation into fact. Despite these defenses, the outrage showed no signs of slowing. Each repost of his arrival sparked fresh waves of criticism. Hashtags related to the drama resurfaced, keeping the conversation alive and trending. The situation highlighted the power of fan loyalty. Sonia Uche's supporters made it clear they would not tolerate any perceived disrespect or silence when her name is involved. Their reactions demonstrated how fiercely fans can defend someone they admire. Meanwhile, Sonia Uche herself remained silent. Her lack of response continued to fuel admiration among supporters, who interpreted it as dignity and emotional intelligence. Critics argued that her silence only increased pressure on Maurice to speak. As hours passed, observers noted how a simple travel update had evolved into a referendum on character, accountability, and respect. The intensity of the reaction underscored how deeply the alleged dramas had affected fans. The broader conversation shifted toward responsibility in public spaces. Fans debated whether silence is a valid response or whether public figures owe explanations when controversies arise. Opinions remained sharply divided. Maurice Sam's next move became the subject of speculation. Would he issue a statement? Would he continue to remain silent? Fans waited anxiously, interpreting every social media activity as a potential clue. Some urged calm, reminding everyone that online narratives often exaggerate reality. Others insisted that ignoring controversies only empowers misinformation. This clash of perspectives kept the debate alive. As the dust continued to swirl, one thing was clear: Maurice Sam's return to Nigeria was far from quiet in the digital space. It reignited emotions, reopened debates, and reinforced the unresolved nature of the alleged dramas. Whether Maurice Sam chooses to address the situation or maintain silence, the reaction to his arrival has already left a mark. It reflects how interconnected public actions and public perception have become. For now, fans remain divided, critics remain vocal, and supporters remain defensive. The story continues to evolve, driven by reactions rather than resolutions. Stay with Just Gist TV as we continue to follow developments, fan reactions, and any statements that may emerge from this unfolding saga.